Thanks for tuning in to a special edition Steel City Sports World. A lot of great time. This is the best time of the year. High school football, college football, NFL. Pirates are doing great. A lot of great things started. Give us a call, 412-231-2288. Get it started with our Steel City news. Got to throw it over to my man, Magic Mike. What's going on?
Well, Major League Baseball trade deadline is come and gone, and your Pittsburgh Pirates did absolutely nothing to improve their team. They picked up Aramis Ramirez to replace Josh Harrison at third base. So far, he's 4 for 34 with no home runs, and they've inserted him into the cleanup spot. They also picked up Jay Happ to fill in for A.J. Burnett. Well, he started last night, and that didn't go too well. Happ was a losing pitcher in Seattle. He'll be a losing pitcher here in Pittsburgh also. And the moves that the Pirates did make were guaranteed to knock them out of the playoffs.
Ooh, no chance?
No chance.
No chance. Well, I remember Claudia was on here saying last year that you thought Garrett Cole wouldn't win 16 games.
Last game, or last show.
Last show, last show.
I'm hoping he does. He lost his last one. I'm not rooting against him now. I just kind of have a feeling that he may hit a wall. But for my Steel City news, they got to do something about the number 4 hitter, the cleanup hitter. And they tried Marte, who I thought was pretty good. He's out. They got Ramirez. He's done. Ramirez doesn't have anything left. The guy that has to turn it on is, without question, Pedro Alvarez. His days in Pittsburgh are numbered. Okay, and speaking of numbers, he's going to have to turn it up so he can make some numbers next year. Okay, and now is the time to do it. He's going to be in the spotlight, and he's one of those guys who when he gets hot, he can carry a team. If he would just work on his mechanics. I've been talking on this show for 5 years about his mechanics, and he's got the same swing now as he had in 2011. Okay, if not worse. And he's got that damn beard, which I don't know why that is.
What's wrong with the beard?
It doesn't
Claudio?
look good. And I hate the hat. I hate the hat on the ears. I don't like that. But having said that, he's got to turn it up. Again, Luther and I were talking about before the show. I would put Kang at fourth, batting fourth. I mean, he has good power numbers.
Kang.
8 home runs, and I believe 18 doubles, 2 triples. To me, those are good power numbers. And he's got a little bit of an attitude, and I think he would relish the position of cleanup hitter. So they got to do something here soon, because before you know it, it's going to be mid-September, and it's going to be maybe too late. So I don't think by any means they should be selling playoff tickets quite yet.
All right, man. We'll see. Smoking Jim, what you got for us? Well, before we do that, and before you spit out your gum,
First time ever on TV, somebody spit out gum.
we got to give you a disclaimer. The words you're about to hear at Smoking Jim's alone, they don't reflect mine, Claudio, Mike's, anybody else. Smoking Jim, they stand alone. You need the deflated football, or you're okay, Smoking Jim?
I'm okay. Hey, thanks a lot, Lou. I got some breaking news. This will be my first year. I have an opportunity to vote for the Heisman Trophy winner. I received my ballot recently. I've already sent it back in, and my vote for the 2015 Heisman is Seth Russell, quarterback from Baylor. He's never started a game. I've never seen him play in a game, but last year I did watch him in 10 practice sessions in spring football, and I'm predicting he'll be one of the greatest quarterbacks that had ever lived. Speaking of wasted votes, the Hall of Fame is this weekend. Listen, Steeler Nation, I'm tired of everybody complaining that their favorite Steelers are not in the Hall of Fame. They say it's because there's a bias. They say because too many players from the 70s are already in there. That's not the reason. The reason more Steelers are not in the Hall of Fame is because you got free lunch Ed Bouchette with a vote. Listen, Jerome Bettis retired 10 years ago. He retired as the 4th all-time leading rusher with 13,662 yards. He was a Rookie of the Year, scored 94 touchdowns, went to 6 Pro Bowls, was 3-time Pittsburgh Steeler team MVP, got a Super Bowl ring, and free lunch couldn't get him in. Donnie Shell got over 50 interceptions, most of any strong safety in NFL history, 4 Super Bowl rings, Free lunch couldn't get him in. Kevin Green has more sacks than any other linebacker to ever play the game, 160 sacks, 30 more than Lawrence Taylor, and Free Lunch couldn't get him in. Listen, as long as Ed Free Lunch Bichette is voting on the NFL Hall of Fame, guys like Donnie Shell, Kevin Green, the Korean, the Samoan, Alan Faneca, L.C. Greenwood, all those guys will never get in.
And this is where Smoking Jim says, and Ed's a friend of mine.
Right. You forgot that part.
Ed's a friend of mine.
As I adjust my eardrum over here, I can't hear out of my right ear, Smoking Jim.
I hope Smoke hates me so he doesn't rip on me.
I think they should let you get in the room and go to war for these guys. Kevin Green, Ray Lloyd, and all those guys who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame that you want to put in. They should let you go in and do that. Smoking Jim. I want to talk about. A lot's been made about Deflategate, and everybody knows I hate Tom Brady. You're talking about an arrogant. He's the greatest quarterback that I've seen his whole career, so far. Joe Montana I still put above him, but he's the greatest quarterback I've seen from the beginning. When he wasn't starting at Michigan, he was playing part-time till now. But he is so arrogant. Everybody knows the quarterback controls the footballs. If you like him with a lot of air, you tell the ball boys, or if you like, Brady, you're kind of intimidated. You like a little deflated ball like this. Real small, you can hold it, you won't fumble. Look at Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. At New England, he's the only only running back to never fumble his whole career with one team. What happens when he goes to Cincinnati? He's a fumbling machine, as James Harrison used to call Rashard Mendenhall. Couldn't hold on to the ball because when you're holding the ball like this, you can't get it out. But a real size NFL ball, it's slippery, it's kind of glossy, fumbles happen. But Brady just so arrogant. I hope he gets 4. I was hoping he got 16. To sit there and say you had no knowledge. Won't turn to your cell phone. I mean, man, I don't like for guys to get injured, but let's just say I watch Brady getting his ACL torn on a regular basis. But, he's about the only one. I hope it goes bad this year for him. They shouldn't have won last year. Pete Carroll should have a ring.
I'm telling you.
But he gave the Patriots that ring. Garbage, Deflategate, it's a whole bunch of stuff about nothing. You have people getting killed, can't get a federal case, but Brady gets suspended for deflating balls like this, and he gets a federal case in a week. Bull crap. Anyway, let's get back on it. If you have any questions, give us a call, 412-231-2288. I got to talk about my passion. High school football is starting up again. Smoking Jim, you want to go on record right now and predicting incorrectly that Gateway's going to win the championship, or
and be ranked in the nation nationally? USA Today.
Okay, so we got that in order. Every high school preview for the last 10 years, Smoking Jim has said Gateway was going to win it, and we're still waiting for him to come away from
Eventually it's gonna
Hinesville with a ring or something, right? Smoking Jim, you're 0 for 10.
They've been dominating the Foothills Conference.
They've been dominating, but much like a lot of other teams, they don't run on grass, I guess, at Heinz Field. Put them on turf or something different. But a lot of good players. Miles Sanders going to Penn State, Woodland Hills. Got to check him out. That Woodland Hills team has some talent.
Where's that quarterback from a year ago going? Is he still around?
You would do that. And Penn Hills is represented Billy Kistner, a little guy who's going to do big things. Of course, we have the Jackson twins at Alderdice.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
And of course, our MVP last year at the championship game, Coleman from Brashear. I think he's just going to tear up the league. I look for Brashear and Alderdice to meet up again. I'm still waiting to see what UPrep is up to. I mean, they've been on our show a couple times since they've been around.
Still recruiting.
Well, whatever. I think they'll be right back. Coach Berry and those boys haven't been in a championship game
How about his
in
son?
2 years.
He's a beast.
Yeah,
His son's a beast.
His son should definitely do something this year. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited. Smoking Jim, Claudio, any high school guys?
Well, this year I have not gone to a high school game in years. Okay, in years and years. But my daughter, Ida, is going to be going to Quaker Valley in 9th grade, and she's in the marching band, so I'm going to be able to report on the Aliquippas, on the Mohawks, on the Quaker Valley.
Aliquippas?
Aliquippa, I forgot who else they play. So I'll be more of a contributor this year in high school football than I was before. Because usually there's games when I have games.
Right.
But this year they have. I'll be able to make her games, and I'll be able to check out some things. Instead of just looking pretty, I'll be able to actually make a comment about high school football.
It's good when you're the coach of a CMU team and you're
That's
able to
good.
kind of maneuver the schedule.
Yeah, a little bit.
Smoking Jim.
Well, I bought my house 7 years ago and never locked the door, but I've been locking the door recently since word leaked out in South Fayette. But
Come on.
but I like Alderdice, and I like the Twins. I think Jerry Haslett may be the best coach in the state. 25 years ago, a City League team won a state championship, the only team, the 1989 Perry team. I'm predicting Alderdice will not only win the states in football, but they won the states in basketball this year.
You said the states in football.
States in football and basketball.
Hey, that was a nice article on the Perry team, man. That
Oh,
was
thank
still was one of the greatest
Well,
teams.
it
in
only
this
had
area.
black and white photos.
Well, the article was good.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I'm still trying to figure out how the Hall of Fame got his address to mail him a ballot.
Exactly. I still don't know where
I think
he
they've
went.
got a banner up at the top of the sky.
They sent the
Smoking Jim.
drone.
No, the
to
Heisman-
find- They
the
sent the drone
Heisman
to
vote.
find.
Right, not Hall of
Heisman.
Fame. Heisman.
All right, and of course you got Aiden Howard, the wide receiver at Gateway.
Yeah.
Expected to do some big
Yeah.
things. What do you think about him? What's his prospects look like?
Well, we recruited a quarterback from Woodland Hills this year, a black kid, and he'll be the starting quarterback as a junior this year. We're able to move him into single dwelling housing, but that's going to be the key. Coach Nola, he got a good staff. Because he doesn't do much coaching. He relies on his staff.
Wow.
And,
And he's a
this
good
could be
friend of
the-
He's a good friend.
Yeah, very
That's
good
right.
friend. Yeah. He left. I don't know why he left Clareton, but I'm glad he did because one of my good friends is Coach Wade at Clareton. When took him in his first year all the way to the state championship.
Speaking of Wade, Clareton, as I told you, Tyler Boyd out of Clareton, and one of their guys, they don't get a lot of hype, and all they do is break records time and time again.
Only
They-
one, Tyler Boyd. Who else?
Well, in high school, they break records time and time again. And he's
something.
and I believe he's just the start of many Smoking Jill.
Oh my goodness.
Start of many. They don't like to lose too much. And when
Everybody
they
from
do
Clareton
that,
get in their own way. That's what always happens.
There you-
Women and wine.
well, we'll see. but one guy out of Clareton, Lamont Wade, we have some highlights.
Yeah.
Only a sophomore last year, junior year, just
Forgot
tore
about
up high school football. Can we see some of these clips? Not a big guy, and that's Coach Wade's nephew, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And he's just pretty exciting.
Might be Mike Wade's son.
We say
Might be Mike Wade's son. So many Wades, so many great Wades.
a lot of
Came
Wades,
through
but
Clareton, yeah.
he's this Wade is putting up numbers that none of the other Wades before him put up numbers
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
He's just making it look like a video game.
Any schools talking to him?
Well,
Yeah, he's already been offered by Penn State and some others.
offered. I didn't hear that.
Pitt, nothing.
I didn't hear Pitt. I didn't hear Penn State. I think a lot of people were again about the size thing. Not the biggest running back.
Well, former Penn Hills coach Gordon can get him in Toledo.
Okay, Toledo's been making some way up here. Actually, there's a lot of guys out here. Billy Kistner, James Jackson, Nate Smart, Ronnie Jones, all committed verbally to Toledo. But this run here, man, was just
That was
pretty,
nice.
pretty amazing. We got to get out there. Already, I'm calling. I think he's going to be one of the guys that we have at our
Oh, definitely.
end of the year.
When your uncle's the coach, you're going to get the ball.
He's putting up numbers, Smoking Jim. I mean, Perry, he's putting up numbers. Not only him, they have a couple other guys as well, receivers.
Grandma don't play that.
I predict they're going to go undefeated again and win state. Last year they should have won state. Got a couple bad calls, then got upset with the referees and other players, and I think a couple of those guys are going to get suspended for the
When they gonna close
first half.
They're going to close the school. If Shelley's closed down, how could Clareton still be open? It goes from K4 to all the way up to community
Why you wanting to
college.
close the school, Smoking Jim? They need to close Gateway if they're doing all that recruiting and whatnot.
One building, man.
Close Gateway.
I came back down Selma.
Oh, man. Anyway, man, that's our high school guys. If you have your teams, let us know what you're going to do. We're going to be out. Like you said, Claudio is going to be our Aliquippa link, Quaker Valley. So he's going to make sure we get some of the top
Mohawk.
players. What'd you say?
Mohawk. I
Mohawk.
think they play Mohawk. I'm trying to think who else they play. Elwood City.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. Yeah, a lot of
chip
good
in.
talent out there.
Chip in a little bit.
And Smoking Jim will, of course, try to book the whole studio with Gateway players. who get all their shine in high school.
We
and
got the room.
we're still waiting for them to shine on the college level.
We got the room.
But guys, what about college this year? Excited this year?
Baylor.
Of course, you already wasted your vote. They need to give that vote to me or Mike or one of those guys. Hey, but college should be exciting this year. Ohio State should dominate. Their schedule is pretty much laughable until they get to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Michigan will be better, but outside of that, they don't have much.
How many Ohio State players got the munchies? A lot of them suspended first game.
There's a couple, but
don't be surprised.
they're not losing
Don't
to
be
Virginia
surprised.
Tech.
Virginia Tech's loaded this year. Loaded. 17 returning starters. This may be the best Virginia Tech team since Michael Vick. So, I mean,
chill.
if a couple more suspensions.
They'll be lucky to keep it within 20.
Well, they got the quarterback now, and he's going to be the starter because all the receivers are out with suspension. The Miller.
Right,
he'll be-
yeah.
You know what, though?
Braxton Miller.
After, if you look at a lot of teams, after they win a championship, that next season, they deflate.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not as hungry. Look, even though he said they got the munchies, it's a little bit different. So I wouldn't give them the title just yet. And Michigan's going to come in hungry. You know that's going to be a crazy game, crazy atmosphere with Harbaugh.
Crazy
You
Harbaugh.
know. And Virginia, like he said, man, it's not. I don't think it's going to. They have the talent, but sometimes the team with the most talent doesn't win.
And they got to go to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think they're going to beat them by 20, 25.
They might. They got the talent.
They should.
I mean, Ohio
They
State
should.
is loaded both sides of the ball. They got two quarterbacks, three really.
Yeah.
They could throw back there, and
They
Jones,
should-
and
they
J.P.
should.
Barrett.
Well, they got one that the NFL's looking at. The rest of them
Cardale
are gimmicks.
Jones.
Yeah.
you're right.
CFL.
But again, it depends what kind of. I mean,
Free-to-air.
it does start with the coach, but it depends what kind. I'm sure he's not going to let them, walk around big time, and I'm sure he's going to push him and push him and push him.
Yeah,
But
nobody's
tho-
more arrogant than him. So
Well,
he-
but I mean by
Urban
arrogant as far
Meyer?
as, but I think he's going to be hungry. He's going to be hungry. Now, are the players going to be hungry? I mean, I'm not saying he's not arrogant, but I'm saying, is he going to let them walk around?
Soon as he can't get the talent, and soon as the players are less hungry, he'll fake another heart attack.
Oh my God! This monkey.
And Jim and him are friends.
That's another one of your buddies for. Hey, let's run. Can we run those college clips? We have some top teams. LSU, Alabama, the SEC. And to me, it seems like it's going to be down this year. I think they got a lot of hype over the last couple years, but most of those teams don't have quarterbacks, or they have unproven quarterbacks. So I think that's going to hurt. Defenses are pretty good, but no offense.
Alabama got the best receiver in the country.
Don't say it. Tyler Boyd is at Pitt. We're still waiting for your guy to get on the field, Smoking Jim. I hope he does, but who's going to throw him the
I
ball?
was just gonna
Robert
say that.
Foster
Who
could
they- who's
get
gonna
on
throw
the
him the ball?
field, but if you don't have a quarterback to throw you the ball, it's useless. LSU, this running back, you better look here for your Heisman. I mean, this guy came in with a lot of hype, and all he did was just tear up the league. So we'll see, guys, some of your teams. Mike, who you looking at this year? We talked about Ohio State.
I think you're right. Ohio State's going to repeat again. I just think they've got too much on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Claudio, I mean, TCU, Baylor. I know Jim has already talked about that guy he saw throw a couple passes
In practice, he looked good in
Russell.
practice.
Yeah.
Spring ball.
With Chuck Knowles, so everybody can look good in shorts.
Well, that's right. But what they say in baseball, there's guys who play well before the national anthem and guys who play well after the national anthem. So practice is one thing. Again, Ohio State should, but like I tell my daughter, I say you got to take the word, and my team, you got to take the word should and shouldn't out of your vocabulary. You still got to play the game. So
I'm looking for TCU. I would love to see TCU get in the playoffs this year. I thought last year they should have got in. They always have a good defense, and now they have a quarterback, Boykin, that has just been. Last year he was lights out. You might want to look there for your Heisman, Smoking Jim.
Well, I like to see the black coach do a little something at Texas A&M. But USC's loaded this year. Oregon's going to be always tough. And Baylor, they should be playing for the national championship with Ohio State. That's what I'm basing
So
it
you
on.
think they're going to beat TCU this year?
I think a great player in college is worth 4 or 5 games.
Boykin.
And Baylor has the best player in all of college football.
Well, we will
Seth
see.
Russell.
We'll see. I'm still
Nobody's
waiting-
ever heard of
again,
him yet.
I'm still waiting for him to get on the field, Smokers. Your boy came for TCU. I've seen what he's done. Last year, 46 points a game. They were exciting, unstoppable. I think he's just going to continue that.
Well, let's not forget West Virginia. They got a great running back in Russell Shell, and he got a son now. So
Yeah, he's going to be running to freedom, man. He's going to be doing his thing. So hopefully he does well for West Virginia.
Yeah.
What, this is his junior year?
yeah, this is a redshirted junior year because when he transferred, he had to sit out.
Okay,
So-
okay. Hey, well, let's jump to these phone lines and get back. Call and say your name when you're calling from.
This is Sean from the North Side.
Hey,
All right,
Sean!
Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up, guys? I miss y'all. I want to say, Luther and Smoking Jim, thanks for having me, Stack, and Kelly participate with the filming of the Boys and Girls City Championship from back in. Wow, it was that long ago. I forget, February,
Back
March.
in March,
That's right,
March, February.
that's right.
Yeah, man. Hey, that was classic, man. And stay tuned, man. We got to get that documentary going.
Yeah, we got to see the greatest City League team of all time.
And once it,
Hey,
what-
hey, hey,
and-
pump-
and
pump
once
your
again,
brakes,
Jim, when
Jim.
Jim says that, expect him to fail.
Hey, Smoking Jim, pump your brakes, because as we start, hold on for 1 second.
Oh, man. No, that's the first. We never
He's
had
watching
somebody.
some more City League film.
You got to win state to be great, Smoking Jim. Until they win state, they
This
can't
year,
be
this
great.
year
This
they-
year, I hope so.
Got the 6'9" guy back.
Okay. well,
Hey,
we'll see.
real quick,
Uh-huh.
I want to give a shout out to DJ Kennedy and his overseas elite basketball team, $20 million.
Million dollar player right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
He led the team. You know, I think at the beginning he had the first 10 points.
Wow.
You know, Shenley's finest, Hill's finest, representing at the highest level with Blair, man. That's definitely has to go down. It's probably the greatest team
Yeah,
in city history.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm calling it when I said it when they were in high school.
Yeah.
People looked at me like I was crazy, but
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
you know, now I think
Yeah, I
they're
mean-
starting to get a lot of people our way. Sean.
Yeah, I remember when Frank won his last championship for Perry, when they Finley up at the Peterson Event Center, my basketball coach D told me if DeJuan Blair didn't have a knee injury, Finley would win 4 straight cities.
Yep.
And I said, who is that? Is like Sean. Shenley's gonna win the next 3 cities. They'll at least win 1 state title because they got a dominant big man, and the rest is history.
There you go.
True.
So, and as far as all types is concerned, they have a grueling schedule this year that they're going to need to prepare them for state.
Football, basketball, Sean.
No. That football, they're not going to do anything because in the city, as you wrote the article about Perry 25 years ago, something, Jim, the next city team that will have a shot at winning state, you got to have big boys up front.
Right.
And that team from back then, they had 4 D1 players on the defensive line. So I'm not going to talk football, but basketball-wise, they have a good shot at winning state. They just got to stick together and learn from playing on the road this year because they're going to have a lot of road games this year.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I'm getting my season tickets. I ain't gonna miss it.
All right.
And
all right.
one final can I say one final thing?
Of course.
I'm glad the NFL is sticking to their guns against Tom Brady.
He'll be
because-
playing in the first game, Sean.
Well, here's the problem he's going to have. The NFL, the reason why they took long to do the arbitration rulings and everything is because they filed a court motion that beat the NFL from filing a court motion in Minnesota. The judge in Minnesota told NFL Players Association, no, you got to go through Manhattan, where the NFL filed earlier. So
Right.
Tom Brady's going to have a problem with that. When a judge ruled in favor of the NFL on that, he's going to have a problem.
Well, here's all you guys need to know about all of that. Roger Goodell lives in Maine, and here's the way to get him to change his opinion. There's already a bomb watch around his house from the people in Boston, so that got a tendency to change your viewpoint on Tom Brady playing in that first game. So he'll be there. or Goodell's house will not be there.
Smoking Jim.
Well,
you
Smoking Jim, you did beat Roger Goodell, so you would have some inside. So.
Yeah, that's true. Roger Goodell did tell me that, in his own words, he said, as long as he's commissioner, Pittsburgh will never host the Super Bowl, and he pretty much told me Tom Brady will be there game 1.
Well, we'll see. 'Cause he already did it. We'll see what the federal judge says. But from what I'm hearing, I think
That old judge will be taking selfies with Brady. Come on, man.
he can take a selfie and still give him 4 games. Just like Goodell, had to wink with the Patriots. They accepted their penalty, and he still gave Brady the 4 games.
Even Chip Kelly said it's unfair what they're doing to Brady.
Okay. All right, guys, I got to get going, but I'm glad you guys are back here. Look forward to talking.
Hey,
All right,
thanks,
Sean.
Sean.
Thanks,
Take
man.
it easy.
I always appreciate when Sean comes back with it. I think the 4 games is going to stick. We'll see if anything else comes out.
We got a Snicker bar on it.
All right, hey, that's cool. hey, but I do want to get on Pitt. What are Pitt's chances? We know that first game with Youngstown State just got a lot harder because there's no Tyler Boyd. And let's
Well, what
run some of
happened?
his
They suspended him.
He's suspended for the first game,
Who's
and
the
there's
guy?
no Blair,
Right.
As well. But that's going to be a big loss as we look at some of the highlights.
No Blair? Oh,
No, that's
117 miles an hour Blair. Okay.
Yeah.
I get my
There you
Blairs
go.
mixed.
But it's a big loss. Boyd is basically their passing game.
Well, they got
you know.
Paul Zeiss's son. He'll step in.
Well, we'll see if he red shirts or if he steps in or what happens. But
That's just a bad way to start things.
bad
off.
way to start
Bad way to
things. And if you're Youngstown State, what do? You put 8 in the box. You dare Chad to beat you with his arm. Who's he throwing to? A lot of new guys.
We're
And
talking Youngstown State.
and I understand that.
Oh my
Yeah, but you
But
know,
we're talking offensively. They were challenged even with Boyd last year.
That's
so
true.
Like
That's
Luther,
true.
I agree with you, Luther. You hit it on the head. They made that game a lot tougher.
A lot tougher.
tougher.
I was okay when he just said they got their punishment in the off season, but I think that some of the boosters and TV people kind of pressured them
Right.
to go ahead with a 1-game suspension.
And he kind of had to do it because this is his first big test as
Right.
a coach.
Right.
He had to show he's got the strong hand. And I guess now's the time to do it against Youngstown State. But it's, like you said, again, perfectly, they made that game a hell of a lot tougher.
yeah. I mean, we're talking about a first round
And not only that,
draft
but,
pick.
yeah, exactly.
So-
But that really takes a lot of deflates the team. I mean, there's 2 studs that we're really counting on as leaders, and then they go and pull that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not good.
And we know in the recent past they did lose to a Youngstown
Yeah.
State team. So
And that
seems
just
like-
jacked up Youngstown State.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see, man. Hopefully they could pull through and make it. But I'm looking for a lot of the Claret boys to make more of a step up defensively. They have a number of guys, Smoking Jim. Unlike Gateway, we're seeing them on the field at Pitt. I'm still waiting for some of those guys.
Not seeing them in the classroom, but they're in the field.
They're on the field, and that's what we want. Hey, but let's jump to the phone lines. Caller, say your name, where you calling from?
What's up, y'all? This is Stack.
Hey, Stack, what's going
Hey,
on,
Stack,
man?
what's up, buddy?
It's been a long time, man.
Yeah. How are all y'all?
Good,
Good,
man.
man.
Good. Ready for this football season. Ready for everything, man. Are you coaching this year, or what's going on?
No, I'm not coaching. I just, like to go to games, watch high school games, basketball and football.
I'll meet you at Alderdice's game.
At Alderdice's game.
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Which one?
Football and basketball.
Jim has incorrectly predicted again that he says that Alderdice is going to win state. I'm saying let's win the city first. Hey, but Stack, I know you're a big high school guy. Who are some of the teams we need to kind of watch this year?
As far as football,
Football, yeah.
I definitely got to go. With Brashear in the city and Alderdice. I mean,
Yeah.
I have my little cousin plays on Brashear. I want to see him do well. He's a Division I ball player.
Okay.
You know.
What's his name, Stack?
Theron.
Oh, that's your
Oh, yeah, the MVP. Yeah, I didn't know Coleman was related to you.
Yes,
Okay.
he is. Yes, he is. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him play. This being his last year.
Yeah.
My work schedule kind of stopped me from getting out to a lot of games, but I will be getting
Mine
out
too.
to more games this year.
All right, that's what's up, man. So, how about outside of the city? What teams and players are you kind of keep an eye on?
Well, I want to see if Clairton can bounce back from that disastrous ending to last year's state final. I mean, you know, I don't know what was said or if anything was said during the end of that game, during the handshake or whatever. Well, really, they didn't get a chance to have a handshake because of what went down.
They had lost control by then, and Clairton really fell apart before the handshake. So.
I'd like to see a tape of that.
Hopefully, Wade has gotten the guys together, man. You know, that's not how you want your first year taken over to be, you know, to end like that. I mean, it was great up to that point, and then they finally get a loss, and they didn't handle it well.
Yeah. So I just want to see how they bounce back this year. I know they'll do well just because they're, you know, they are well coached, and they do have athletes. And when you get that mixture of athletes and good coaching, they'll do well. They'll do well. I'm pretty sure Aliquippa will do well in Double-A. The upper classes, I'm not too sure about, but there's a couple of matchups I do want to see.
Okay.
I definitely want to see the Perry Gateway game. You know, that's
Say what? Perry's playing Gateway?
Yes,
Are
according
they
to what I've seen.
crazy? Wow.
Yeah,
that'll be a rout.
That's hey, Stack. That's what we definitely got to do one for, man. If that's not televised regionally, we got to get out there and cover that one so Perry could pull that upset.
And I do want to see Alderdice play against Hampton. That's the opening game, I do believe. Alderdice opens up at Hampton.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's
28-point victory
for
Alderdice.
For Alderdice, okay. I hope so. But I do like seeing all these city teams playing, you know, these Whitfield teams.
Who else are they going to play? Only 6 city teams.
Hey, Jill, just take your loss from Perry and go ahead, man. But I mean, I think that, you know, I'd like to see more of that, these city teams actually winning some of these Whitfield games. It'll make it easier when they go to the playoffs and play them, you know, if they've already played them earlier in the year.
And then one thing about it, these city teams, what they'll learn is you have to cover all the eligible receivers because city teams very rarely throw to the tight end.
Right.
You play these WPIL teams, they'll throw to the fullback, the tight end, and things like that. You got to cover all the eligible receivers.
Good point.
If you don't, you'll get exposed.
Yeah. Some of these city league offensive coordinators need to put away the Bruce Arians. Well, not Bruce Arians. Who was before Bruce Arians? The playbook. They need to upgrade because you're right. You can always tell in some of these games where the ball is going. If you've seen one game, you know exactly where they're going in some of these city games, man. And the playbook isn't very complex. You know,
exactly.
They're using 1 or 2 players. So you're right. Hey, that's a good point, Stat.
And another thing, I'm glad to see that you guys are showing highlights of the best player that I've seen at Pitt in years, Tyler Boyd.
Yes.
I still don't think he gets enough respect around here from some people. Some people think he's good, but he's not great. I try to tell people all the time, he's the best player I've seen.
Wait, hold on now. Now you're putting him over Larry Fitzgerald?
Versatility-wise, yes.
Woo!
Wow.
You remember? Let's remember this. Larry Fitzgerald had great hands. He ran great routes, and he could catch. But he wasn't all around better than Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd can run back kicks, punts, and he can make the tough catch, and he can run all the routes. That combination, I haven't seen that at Pitt. I haven't seen that. I would put Tyler Boyd up against any player in college football.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I definitely say he's first rounder. You know, he has all the talent. But man, when you start talking Larry Fitzgerald should have won that Heisman.
Made a good point. You know, Antonio Bryant was a good one too, but Tyler Boyd. He can take a 5-yard out all the way.
And you know what? And Boyd, you bring up a good point. Boyd hasn't played with a lot of great quarterbacks.
Exactly.
You know, and of course Fitzgerald, he played with Rob Rutherford, who broke some records, broke some of Dan Marino's records. So the numbers he's putting up are even more impressive when you look at who's throwing him the ball. So he's definitely in that conversation.
Also, too, I got Tyler Boyd as first-team All-American and the second best receiver in the country next to Robert Foster. So you're right. I agree with you,
You've been saying that mess since they came out of high school. There's no comparison right now who's better. One guy is a consistent All-American. One guy is still looking for his first start.
Talk to me around Halloween.
Okay, you let me know who's throwing him the ball, Smoking Jim.
Can I leave y'all with one thing?
Yeah.
In basketball, Alderdice will play Roman Catholic for the state championship. Look forward to that.
Okay.
And another big matchup to watch out for is Newcastle plays at Alderdice late in the season. That should be another great matchup.
Now, are they in the same classification?
No, Newcastle's AAA.
Oh,
Alderdice is Quad A.
Okay, Newcastle done went down again, huh? Okay.
But look for that state final in basketball.
Okay.
Roman Catholic versus Alderdice.
And you
Roman
got all the dice winning, correct?
I'm going with the dice.
Okay.
All
I
right,
like
hey,
that.
stop, man. You got to get with us on this documentary, man. This is the second best Alderdice team, or second best team to come out of the city in a long time.
Oh, let me know when.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna get on it quick, man. All right, Stack. Thanks for the call, man.
Great call.
All right.
Great call as
Stack.
usual. All right. Well, we didn't get into too much Steeler talk. We got to do that, man. Camp already. Jarvis Jones and Ryan Shazier have some injuries. That's a big surprise. We did have some of the linebacker drills. Now, there was a lot of talk about Ryan Shazier. He's gotten a lot bigger. He's stronger. Of course, we I don't know what this drill is. Hit a beach ball with a weight. Yeah, you ever do that one, Smoking Jim?
No, I never heard of it.
I never saw it.
That's somebody trying to be cute.
That's somebody trying to be cute. But Shazier picked it up, and the coach trying to show everybody he almost hit somebody with the weight when he does.
That's
You got to hold on to that.
Jerrio trying to get innovative, huh?
Well, Keith Butler's protege.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. What do you expect out of this D? I mean, can the D step it up? Because we know the offense, they have some real weapons. The defense, what do you think?
Well, there's not a quarterback in the league that can hold under 300 yards passing. The Pittsburgh Steelers went again to get somebody's garbage that they don't want. Another 5'8" cornerback. Traded for another 5'8" cornerback that they got from Philadelphia. They drafted the baseball player from Mississippi that's 5'8" that hurt his shoulder in Mississippi. Now he's out for the year since he got hurt in practice. Now today, Golson, not Golson, but the other Gold, the safety.
Golden
Out for the year.
For the year.
Injured himself in the drill, hurt himself in the drill. They got the worst secondary ever seen in my life. Cortez Allen should be a second lieutenant in the service. This guy wasn't even expecting to get drafted, let alone he was already had his paperwork in to be a second
He's that
lieutenant.
tall quarterback you like.
And he's Mike Tomlin's hand-picked guy that's a bum. But the Pittsburgh Steelers have no backup quarterback right now because Gronkowski's hurt. But
You're not sold on Landry Jones?
Landry Jones has always been a bum his whole life. His claim to fame is he married Ben Roethlisberger's sister's best friend. They play basketball together at Oklahoma. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, all that being said, first of all, you got the worst coaches in the league. What kind of defensive coordinator, 60 years old, Butler, he's not a defensive coordinator. That'll be proven. Mike Tomlin got his hands already. He got a lot of experience. He was a one-year defensive coordinator his whole career. Now all of a sudden they don't need Dick LeBeau. But you got the toughest schedule I've ever seen in my life.
True.
The Pittsburgh Steelers will be lucky to finish 8-8 this year. If they finish 8-8, they may win the division because the division plays the same schedule.
Well, yeah, pretty much, but the Steelers have all the top teams. Some of the lower, some of the other ones, there's no comparison of, who has the toughest schedule. I mean, like you said, the Steelers, that schedule was just murder's row from the beginning to the end.
And I've already called Macaroni Tony. I'm betting big on New England first game of the season against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got a route. I got a route to the Steelers.
There's no Tom Brady, even without Tom Brady.
Even without Tom, they got the boy.
Jimmy?
Yeah,
Garoppolo?
he played at, you remember him at Eastern Illinois?
I remember, that's a whole different story.
Broke Tony Romo's
And
records down there.
Matt Castle was expected to do something too. And so was Ryan Mallett. Everybody who's in that New York system.
I think it'll be good that they catch, for Garofalo, that he's catching the Steelers early. I think that might help him out a little bit. What do you think?
Well,
because I think it's going to take time for that unit to really gel. You get used to Butler's play calling, used to each other.
yeah, it'll take about 5 years.
Butler's going to have
that
the
talent.
Butler's going to have the more aggressive. We're going to see these linebackers come and fire. We're going to see some more corner blitzes. I mean, he's, safety's coming. I think he's going to open it up a little more.
But do you
have
think
all
they'll
this
get burnt
speed on
deep
the
though with that?
Hey, he might get burnt deep some, but sometimes
'Cause they
you
might
get
get
that
burnt
ball
deep
out
if they
early.
don't get it deep,
Right.
right?
I mean, I'd rather get burnt deep than somebody just pick you all the way up and down the field.
That's what's going to happen now. They're playing the zone all of a sudden. They don't even know what they want to do.
Well, it looks Tomlin
get
put
somebody
more
over
of his
5'8".
Tampa 2 in there. They're going to play more of that zone. And
That's
we'll
really
see.
working good at Tampa. They didn't have a first.
Well, they don't
round
even have the
draft
same.
choice.
They don't have. That's from Tony Dungy. That's from Tony Dungy. They're going to play more of that. I'm excited about the year. I mean, I think the linebackers. We might have the fastest linebackers in the league. You talk about
Moats is starting. You mean
No,
the
no,
guys on the
Dupree's-
bench?
Dupree's going to going to be starting.
Oh,
You're
you-
going to have Ryan Shazier is probably the fastest
Yeah,
linebacker.
should be a
If he-
right outside linebacker.
if he doesn't get hurt. You got Timmons, who's an All-Pro, and Jones. Well, I don't know what to say about Jones. You've been saying he's
Too
been a
slow.
bust.
Too slow, Jones.
Yeah, it may be a little.
But you
much.
got Harrison. You got Harrison come in and
Yeah,
give
he
you
can
some
come in for a
plays.
couple times. So I mean, we'll see. What about Shamarko Thomas? Filling in for
5'9", 5'9" strong
What is
safety.
you in this
Listen,
height thing,
when
Smoker
they-
Jill?
well,
When you got to get
We
shorter
can't make you
quarterbacks.
can't make the club in the tub, and they should have brought Troy back for another year. But I will say this: New England Patriots took one look at the height of the Steelers' defensive back, and they extended Gronk to the year 2050 or whatever. They just
First of
extended
all,
him. He might go
there's
for
no
200.
quarterback in the league or defensive player in the league that's going to shut down.
You read
Gronkowski.
his book? Gronk just wrote a book. He said he ain't read a book since 9th grade, but he wrote a book. So I wonder who the ghostwriter was.
Well, we had him on the show the last time we read a book.
he looked good.
Coming out of,
he
out of
didn't have a
Woodland
book
Hills.
bag then, would he?
No.
He looked the part though, didn't he?
He was a pro. So, but we'll see. I mean, I think New England's coming down. The Steelers will be right in that mix. Denver's coming down. I mean, so there's no dominant team in the AFC right now. Everybody, the so-called top teams have all fallen down. Steelers will be right there. Offensively, one guy I look for to really make an improvement is Martavius Bryant. We have some of his clips. Last year, basically, he was a Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace still runs these. Well, this is
Was that Antonio
Brown's
Bentley.
Rolls Royce.
Bentley
Was it
or
Bentley,
Rolls-Royce?
Rolls
Well, you
Royce,
might be
something.
right, Rolls Royce.
But I
a
think
good car.
Martavius Bryant,
Black and gold.
he's going to be the difference. Last year, basically, he just ran. They used to tell him run flies and deep posts, and he was just faster than most of the defenders. This year, I think he's going to have the whole playbook at his disposal. He's going to make Antonio Bryant that much more difficult to stop. If they don't put up 500 points, something's wrong. Especially when
Long as
Le'Veon
Ben stay
Bell.
healthy.
No,
Long
of
as-
course. But that's any team, Smoker. How many teams lose their starting quarterback and you still think they have a chance with their backup? I don't
Was there
think
not
any.
rumor that or talk that Michael Vick was going to get a look here?
I think that was just somebody put something on a blog. I don't see it.
Well, some outside information, since I know a little bit about Mike Tomlin's arrogant behind. But in 2000, Mike Tomlin and Michael Vick's very good friends, both from Newport News. And Mike Tomlin pushed for the Pittsburgh Steelers to sign Michael Vick in 2009, and Big Ben vetoed it at that particular time, and the Rooneys didn't want to touch it. But now that Mike Vick's available, and they really knew there's really some problems with the
Bruce Gronkowski.
Gronkowski's. They're afraid. Vick is a perfect backup quarterback. He knows how to handle the media. He's not looking for a starting job. He knows what to say. He's a celebrity. And the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin would love to sign Michael Vick, but they're not going to be able to do it.
Because they don't want to, or you mean not-
they
you say not be able to do it.
The people in the higher pay scale grades, it won't let them sign. Just the Rooney's won't allow it to happen, which is a shame.
Okay. Hey, well, let's jump to the phone lines. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Gentlemen, it's Kelly Russell. How y'all doing?
Kelly!
All right, what's
Hey,
up,
Kelly!
Kelly.
How you doing, Kelly?
I'm great, gentlemen. It's good to hear y'all again.
Man, it's
Good to hear
it's
you.
Good to be on, man. It's good to hear you. We got to get you back on one of these days, man.
We'll see when I get done working like a Jamaican man, but I'm out here grinding. So
Yeah, man. So what's going on? What's on your mind, Kel?
all right, couple of things. Since I saw y'all were talking about high school football, I would just like to put something out there to when teams lose games, specifically when you lose games in championship games. there comes a time where, regardless of how you lost or why you think you lost, or like I said, how you lost or how you feel your teammates performed, what you need to do is suck it up, go over there, shake the hand of your opponent, and congratulate them. You don't fight your teammates. You don't cause riots. You don't end up getting on like probation, and you don't especially embarrass yourself, your family, or your school. I'm not saying who I'm talking about, but I'm just putting that out there for some teams that need to learn how to act when you lose. Be humble.
Great advice, Kel.
Is that team on probation, Kel?
I don't think they're on probation, but they just need to learn how to lose with dignity. Because the fact of the matter is, I always say that sports teaches you lessons in life. And you're not always going to win in life. And when you're down and your back is against the wall, what are you going to do? Are you going to handle the situation, or are you just going to, basically fall to the wayside
and make it worse? Right.
Well, I don't like all that shaking hands afterwards. Just go to the locker room.
I agree with him there. I never liked that either. There's too
sports.
much.
That's sportsmanship.
You know what it is?
Claudio?
But after a game, okay, when the tensions are running high, I think you're asking for it. I really do. At any age. I think, like in the NFL, I think there's a cool down period before you go on the podium, if I'm not mistaken, right? After a big game, if it's a tight game, an emotional game, and then you go out there and start shaking hands, I don't like that at all. Because that's when you're giving the coaches an opportunity or the players an opportunity to say, hey, I didn't like what you did here, I didn't like that pitch, I didn't like that hit. I'm with Jim.
Well, Claudio, when we cover your game at CMU, if you lose, we're going to have the cameras right up in your face.
Well, see, you know what, though? I've never done that. If I lose, I lose, and my players are the same way. I don't worry about my team. I just worry about the other teams.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, Kelly, I agree with you. There has to be sportsmanship. At the end of the day, it's just a game. You shake, move on, get them next week, get them next year. It's not that big. I mean, personally, I think, what happened was uncalled for. It's just a game. Get them next year,
Right.
So you're right, Kel. I definitely agree with you.
Football's life and death. It ain't just a game.
Smoking Jim.
The closest thing to life and death in football is probably fantasy.
I like that, Kel.
Hey, I told y'all a long time ago, I care a lot more about my fantasy team than I do about the Steelers. Period, point blank.
Hey, well, you gotta get us in the league, Kel. We gotta have a Steel City League, man, to get you back in the mix. Let's do that.
That'd be a good idea.
What else was on my? Y'all were talking about college and situations. I'll just say this before Luther asked me. The only thing I can say in returns to college, I look forward to the day where Jim Harbaugh actually makes the Michigan-Ohio State game a rivalry again.
Yes,
and I don't mean an on paper rivalry. I'm talking about an actual on the field rivalry when Michigan can actually win games.
Right. I definitely agree.
Well, he's definitely going to stir it up. That's for sure.
Man.
Oh yes, and to be bluntly honest, I'm hoping he sticks it to a lot of those fat pants alumni.
Hey, Kelly, this is all you got to know. If he could make Stanford and USC a rivalry, he'll dominate at Michigan. Because Stanford was way down when he took that one.
Dominate? Have you seen what Urban Meyer is doing? Yeah, okay, Jill. I don't know, but I think Harbaugh is definitely good for college, great for Michigan, and that interview we had with Colin was classic.
I didn't see it.
Classic. I know you saw
it. Before or after Colin got fired?
It was before he got fired. Okay. Yeah, before he got fired. That's something we got to get on too. But he's definitely going to make it interesting, Kel. I mean, I know it's early. Your top four at the end. Who do you think will be there, Kel? If you have a prediction early.
Baylor.
Man, I couldn't even tell you, man. It's way too early. It's way too early.
So Youngstown State, Ohio State.
All right, hey, Kel, I got to get you, because we got one more call we got to get in. What do you think about this whole Tom Brady situation?
What about it? To be bluntly honest, I'm tired of it. And for real, I personally want him to play. I really want him to play bad. I really do. Because the fact that game is in New England, And let's be honest, Pittsburgh doesn't win in New England. Like what? The last time they won there, I think Brady didn't. It was the season that Brady got hurt or
Yeah,
whatever.
where he got his ACL torn. I was watching that clip last night.
Yeah, so I was personally disappointed in the commissioner. And I'm actually one of the few people who actually likes Roger Goodell because I think he's best for business. This is one of the times I disagree with the commissioner. Let Brady play and let him shut up his critics.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. They're still a long way out, and I'm looking for a lengthy court fight.
Okay. All right. We'll see what happens, man. Any thoughts on the Pirates?
I should have asked Claudio how he felt about them. This is the one year where I'll say I wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And now you see what's going on with AJ, and not too a lot of people were happy with the moves they made.
Terrible.
And to be bluntly honest, they got to win now because there's a team in Chicago with a general manager I trust and a manager I trust who's nipping at them. And they might not get them now, but they're coming.
Exactly,
They
Kelly.
needed
You
to
hit it
go
right
after
on the head.
David Price. They needed to go after one of these big pitchers before, something like this happened. Because you usually don't go through a season where all your starting pitchers are
Instead
healthy.
of getting 10 used
opportunities
cars,
there,
go out
yeah.
and buy a brand new one.
Exactly.
Well, Chicago may pass them, and the Nationals may take that final wild
But
card
Kelly hit it
spot
on the
from
head.
them.
Great good general manager, great manager in Madden.
Chicago's
and
on their
Chicago's
way up.
right on the way up, without
They're
question.
on their way
Kelly.
up, and this was their opportunity. Window may be closing. May be closed after this.
Good, Mike.
Wild card teams will be
Exactly.
Chicago.
Well,
and
fellas,
San
I'm going to let
Francisco.
y'all get on. I just had to call in and say what's up. Good to hear y'all.
Thank you, Kelly.
Y'all, man.
Kel.
Thank you,
Keep
Kelly.
up the good
Pleasure,
work.
man. Hey, let's get this last phone call before we have to go. Caller, say your name, where you calling from.
It's Carl from Washington, D.C.
Carl, what's going on?
Carl.
Not much. How you guys doing?
Good, Carl.
Good. Hey, Carl. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
What's on your mind? Because I have a couple questions I want to ask.
I was listening, and Spoken Jim said that you only got six schools that field football teams in the city of Pittsburgh.
Well, only 4 of them that can play football. The other 2, I don't know what they're doing.
6, yeah. There's been a decrease. A lot of schools that are inner city have been closed down, much as was going around in the whole country. But so it used to be up around 10. Now it's down to 5, 6. 6 schools. So it's really decreased.
Okay. The other thing I was going to say is I have to disagree about Tyler Boyd. Good player for these days, but in general, compared to Larry Fitzgerald, I don't think so. Darrelle Revis, I don't think so.
Carl, you said something that I always say about a lot of players. You said for these days. Okay, that was a good way to put it. For these, I mean, I'm not talking about just about Boykin. I'm just talking about a lot of other athletes. For these days, Mayweather. For these days, he's good.
That's what Marion Barry used to say.
You're right. I mean, Revis, one of the all-time great cornerbacks. Fitzgerald, one of the all-time great receivers. But
Revis wasn't that good at Pitt, though.
he was that good at Pitt. Nobody threw at his side. Smoker Joe.
Nobody threw in the big.
Well, guys, have yourselves a great evening.
Thank you, Carl.
Hey, Carl, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. But yeah, definitely, as we get ready to wrap up, got to thank Carl and all the callers for calling in. Let's get some predictions out there. Pirates, I guess the next show will be September 2nd, and we're hoping to have, possibly a former Steeler, hopefully. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to get Louis Lips on. He's having a golf tournament on September 14th. The sickle cell anemia golf tournament that was hosted by Louis Lips. A lot of former Pirates and Steelers will be playing. I was blessed to be asked to play as well, and we're going to try to have Louis on to promote that promote the golf
I
event.
thought all the brothers quit playing golf since Tiger stumbled.
Oh, there you go.
They're doing better than him.
There's
They're
a lot of
playing
guys. Right,
better
that's what I was going to say.
They're playing better.
I think he's down there with Barkley right about now.
Barkley's getting better, they say.
Yeah. Well,
swinging better.
Tiger's swinging like Barkley right about now.
Did you ever see Barkley swing?
Oh, man.
But they
it's the
say he
worst swing
stopped
ever.
that. They say he
He actually stops
he
and
does.
he
He
starts up
stops.
again.
Oh, man. That's
Maybe
awful.
Tiger should try it right now. He couldn't do any worse. I've never seen a star fall from grace.
You know
so
what it is?
quickly.
Too many things. What do they say? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many things in his head. Just go out.
Is that what they call her?
Oh yeah, that might be part of it too.
I think he needs you, Claudio, to go in there and fix his head.
I'm ready.
But
I'll be there.
Pirates, right now, as we stand, they still have the top wild card spot. But like you said, Chicago 58 wins, Pirates 61 wins. Tonight, they could get even closer. You know, Chicago's going up. It looks like the Pirates are going down. They needed to make some real moves to continue that at the great pace. They had injuries with Mercer, Harrison, now AJ. You know, they did nothing.
I didn't like what they did. Like I said, I think Price. They should have gotten Price. Cueto was out there, and like Mike said earlier, Cole Hamels.
They weren't getting Cueto. We knew. I don't even put
no,
that out there.
but again, those teams that required those players did not give up a whole lot.
You're right. But I don't see them making Cincinnati.
Years ago, no. But nowadays,
even now, they hate each
nowadays
other.
it's not like that. I know what you're saying. Years ago, that would have never even took place. But nowadays,
you think so?
It doesn't matter.
But
I would have liked to see
them.
That would have been a huge boost for the team, organization, for the city. Everybody would have went nuts getting Price, and he would have been worth it. That would have put him over the top. Again, like I said a million times, it's not a knock. It's, in my opinion, what it is. It is what it is, as they say. I don't think that there's that one dominant team that's going to blow everybody away. Okay, who can you really say that team's going to win the division in the American League or the National League?
I say Kansas City.
Well, they have a great organization, but are they really that good?
Kansas City.
Kansas City's tough.
Kansas City. And you know what? And what's upset? We want to get this one caller. Caller, say your name. Where you're calling from?
This is LD from Point Breeze.
LD!
I'm sorry to call so late, but I
It's got a minute left.
I think that the Pirates should put Marte in a cleanup position.
Fine with that.
And in center field.
I don't know about that.
Come on.
No, I don't agree with that. No.
He's a better defensive player.
He has the best arm on the team.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I'm with
but
you.
Center field is McCutcheon's
Marte would be
territory.
fine at number 4. And you know what? It's not just getting hung up on home runs, like we talked about Con. It's power too, not just home runs. It's doubles, triples, home runs. And I think Marte, and he would add nice little speed at that.
I like
number as well.
Marte or Kane, but Ramirez.
No,
it's obvious he can't.
After the Chicago series, because he knows the pitchers, I think they gave him that last shot because he knows the Chicago pitchers. And if he doesn't do well here, he's out as far as cleanup is concerned.
Bad move. Yeah. 37 years old, way past his prime. They needed somebody to
instead of getting 5 guys for XXX amount, they should have got 1 or 2 studs for XX amount.
Exactly. They
I'm sorry, LD. What else were you going to say?
I just think Marte he liked batting behind McCutcheon because he got better pitches.
Right.
They wouldn't pitch to McCutcheon, so they would pitch to him.
He's going to see more fastballs, which Marte, with the way he bats, his batting style, has a hard time with the outside pitch, soft away. He'll see more fastballs. I'm with you.
Yeah. Hey, I agree. Hey, LD, sorry, we only got 1 minute left, man.
Okay,
but thanks for the call,
Thank
LD.
you, LD.
Thanks, LD.
All right, real quick, we got 1 minute. Any final thoughts, Smoker Jim?
Well, I like what Seattle did. He was my number 1 quarterback was Russell Wilson. $88 million 4-year contract. Congratulations. Wow. He deserves everything.
Sierra says she's happy too.
Oh yeah.
Floyd Mayweather is not the greatest fighter of all time. He's not the greatest in his division, not even in the top 10, but he's the smartest boxer ever. Smartest boxer ever.
Yes, he is.
He's going to leave with his mind, his no scars, ton of money.
Hey, well,
Mike. Ronda Rousey is the greatest of all time.
There you go. Got to end on that note. Serena Williams is the greatest of all time. Hey, but thank everybody for calling in. Check out the website, scsportsworld.com. We'll check you out next month. Peace.